your favorite novel has finally been made into a movie. As you enter the movie theater, you're excited at the prospect of reuniting with characters you have come to love as you remember turning the pages of the beloved story. You can see the images of these characters in your mind, fueled by the descriptions of the author. You're anxious to relive the key moments in the novel. What you find, however, are events that didn't happen, characters that are non-existent or not the same ones you met in the written story, and changes to the major events and the ending. How do you feel as the movie you just viewed is nothing like the novel you came to love? This phenomenon frequently happens as movie directors take hold of a novel and transform it into a script. This is especially true of the 1954 and 1999 versions of the novel Animal Farm by George Orwell. Let's begin with the 1954 version. The first characteristic of this film is that it's animated. This makes it easier to show the animals talking, working, and taking over the farm. In the novel, Orwell just states that they build, work, and write, but he doesn't specify how that takes place. In this film, the animals are shown as quite innovative in baling hay and building the windmill. The film distorts Old Major's vision and his death. In the novel, he sees all animals as having been abused by man, and he wants the animals to start a movement that will stop this treatment everywhere. In the film, however, he is only angry at Jones. He also dies in the film immediately following his message, whereas in the novel, that happens several days later. In the novel, Napoleon steals the puppies away from the mother to train them, but in the film, he rescues and hides them during training, after their mother is killed in the battle. Benjamin, the donkey, is seen in the novel as mostly apathetic. It isn't until Boxer is riding away in the horse slaughterer's truck that he even shows any passion at all. But it doesn't last beyond the day Boxer is taken away. In the film, Benjamin works as hard as Boxer, instigates a final rebellion against the pigs, and is the only one who sees the distortion between man and pig in the window of Jones's house. In the novel, there is no final rebellion against the pigs, and all of the animals look into the window and can't tell the difference between the pigs and the men. One important difference in the film is found in Boxer the horse. In the novel, he's passionate about his work and the vision of Animal Farm, but that passion isn't seen in the film. His repetition of "I will work harder" is an important element in the novel, but is non-existent in the film. A gruesome part of the film is in the removal of Snowball from the farm. In the novel, the dogs chase him away, and he is never heard from again. In the film, the dogs still chase him away, but the viewer hears Snowball's squeals and the dog's growls, suggesting that they killed him. In the novel, there are 7 commandments for the animals. In the film, there are 5, one being the chant, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, which isn't even in the list found in the novel. Additionally, this chant, which plays such a major role in the novel, is virtually non-existent in the film. Unlike the novel, in the film, a group of pigs from other farms visit. While this version does capture the hideous effects of communism and socialism, the differences are so profound that they distract from that message. The first characteristic of this film is the use of real animals. This seems to make the story seem more realistic. While this version seems to maintain the integrity of the story, there are still some distinct differences from the novel. Unlike the novel, the film begins at what is supposed to be the end of the story, with a rainy setting, a farm in ruins, and a few animals in hiding. The rest of the film is told in flashback, which is a technique that involves stopping the main story to go back in time. This isn't true of the original text. In the film, there's an intimate relationship between Frederick and Jones's wife, which isn't present in the novel and unnecessary to the main plot. The only definitive character change is with Jessie the dog, who serves as the film's narrator, and the mother of the puppies, who eventually become the guard dogs. The biggest plot difference is when Napoleon creates propaganda films and recordings to get information to the animals. This element is a major part of the film, but it's not found anywhere in the novel. Another difference is that Jones kills Old Major in this version, whereas in the novel, he just dies of old age. Another difference is the ending. In the novel, the story ends with the animals not able to determine the difference between the man and pig. In the film, Napoleon has failed, the animals in hiding return, and a new family comes to the farm. This ending creates a feeling of optimism that Orwell never intended, especially since he was trying to depict the origins of a corrupt, totalitarian system that was still persisting. While this film may adhere to some of the original elements, the inclusion of propaganda films and the idea of a happy ending wasn't true to the original purpose of the novel. Alright, let's now take a moment or two to review. Film versions of novels are great ways to bring the characters and action to life. However, when major changes distort the plot, characters, and intent of the story, they may not be beneficial for those trying to understand the story. However, some interesting cinematic techniques are used, such as animating the 1954 adaptation like a children's film, and the 1999 film's use of flashback, which is a technique that involves stopping the main story to go back in time. Overall, however, the 1954 and 1999 versions of Animal Farm, while maintaining a slight faithfulness to the story, are too gruesome, distorted, and perplexing to be considered strong versions of the original text.